Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here, and welcome to Throwback Thursday. Look what I got behind me today. Look at that beauty, huh? That is a 1952 Triumph T6T Thunderbird. 6 means 650 engine, T means Triumph. But look at that beauty. This is a really special unit. You know, we did one a month or two ago that was similar to this one, but this is original paint, original everything. This is an Iowa bike through and through. This was originally sold back in 1952 from Lon Cook's Motorcycles in Waterloo. You see that right there? But it gets even better than that, and I hope this shows. Lon Cook was a Triumph and Royal Enfield dealer at the time. There's his address, where quality is first. It says Triumph below. But you know, back in those, in 52, they were, Royal Enfield might have been building 1,000 or 2,000 bikes a year, and you know, here we had a Triumph Royal Enfield dealer in Waterloo, Iowa at that time that sold this bike. This bike is a total Iowa bike. We think it's all original. The first year, the polychromic paint, I think polychromic blue. Before that, they had kind of a grayish blue thing, but really an interesting. So you know, just in that sense, it's a very interesting bike already. So the engine is just a beautiful thing. Look at all the detail. I live for this kind of stuff, but because it's an original thing, there's a lot of patina. You know, a lot of showing from the decades. What would that be, about 70 some years? I mean, look at this. It's just, wow. You know, paint's wearing off the fenders. I mean, look at this taillight. I mean, that give you a size difference, you know, very minuscule thing, you know. But the newest things I can find on this bike are, I wonder about these things here. They look like maybe a bag hanging point. They have them on both sides. And I wonder about the pipes. But other than that, boy, it's really quite a thing. The engine is a 650, I think it's a 649 cc overhead valve. That means the valves are up here, but the cams are down here. This is supposed to have an iron head yet. The aluminum heads didn't come until the 60s, I think. It's supposed to be an SU carb. I'm not sure what an SU carb is, but I noticed this says Amal on the other side, so I know what happened there. But magneto, of course, right there, and there's the markings on it. BTH, it looks like. And then a generator over here. It's a pre-unit engine, so the engine's one piece, transmission separate. It's a 4-speed transmission, Kickstarter right there. There's a clutch. I don't know what that is. Let's pull the clutch and find out. Yeah, that's the clutch. Wow. You know, that's really, this is just art to me, my friends. It's a dry sip engine. Here's the oil tank. I just look at that Triumph heart, you know. I think when this is running, there's a little thing that sticks out here to let you know your oil pressure's good. Look at that frame. Isn't that just, I hope you all can see that. It's just really neat. Coming over to this side, you know, check out how that's sealed. I just love these things. I mean, it's, you know, that's, I suppose, for an adjustment. You know, this stylized, you know, it's just, I get carried away. I just love this kind of thing. I just really do. Being it's a Thunderbird, you know, it's got the stripes, the, you know, the nacelle, the big nacelle, that's the big trademark thing there. These stylized front forks, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here. I'm assuming it's a 6 volt battery. Just a gorgeous thing. I want to start at the back, but we always go to the front. So it's got a 7-inch brake. Looks like a single leading shoe. Now look at that. This is it's supposed to be a 100-mile-an-hour motorcycle, and that's all the front brake you got right there. Spoked wheels. Notice the blue paint through there on the wheel. Blue paint, gold stripe. Look at that fender. That is just a piece of, you know, that is really something. Look at all that detail. That is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. This was, you know, before these bikes, before the Triumphs, Thunderbirds, they were kind of a drab bike by American standards. And these were really, you know, this is the beginning of the 50s. Think of it like the 57 Chevys or 50, you know, earlier. you know, this is kind of getting into that, the chrome and the shiny and the, like I said, the monochromic paint. 7-inch headlight. I think this was the first year of the positive ground bike too, I believe. 52 was. What else have we got written down here? Double down tube frame with brazed hubs. Looks like a single down tube to me. Maybe they made in the back. I don't know. Y'all know anything more about that? Let me know. Maybe I got some bad info, huh? What a deal. Look at that. Check it out down there. That is just nifty as heck to me. Oil lines drain from here back into that tube. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So I want to get back. Trying to delay this. Okay, the hub. Let's just get right to it. So the suspension on the rear, there's part of it. Here's the rest of it. So this is a, I think they said it was a 17-pound hub. They call it a sprung hub. And what they did was they kept the same frame, but they wanted suspension on the rear, so they built this mechanism. It was a copy of something on some aircraft. And apparently there's like a spring system in there. And the idea is that this can go up and down about 2 inches. And back in the day when you ordered this bike, you could get it with a regular hub or with the sprung hub. And if you did get the sprung hub, that's what you'd end up with. It's quite heavy, but you had a suspension, an extra 2 inches. This is for the center, the bike stand. But isn't that just, I mean, look how big that is. It's just really something to look at. 7-inch rear brake again, and as you know me, you know I like the the mechanisms here. An adjuster on the end here. The brake switch is right there. That's what we used to call microelectronics by the standard of the day. Look at that arm, fulcrum point right there. Really neat, isn't it? Oh, look, air pump. I wonder if this is considered a quick remove fender. I suppose it is. And then on the front, if you got a flat tire on the front, you're supposed to unbolt this, and then this would serve as a stand to hold the front tire up while you did the tire change. Adjustment on the front brake, while we're talking about brakes, is right here. Of course, here's the lever. I think this has to be turned a little bit, otherwise it would interfere with this spot here. But you know, look at those levers, stamped, steel, bent. It looks like a wow. Just incidentally, this bike has, it says 19,469. This came from the museum in Anamosa, National Motorcycle Museum in Anamosa. And we just got this in here at Baxter Cycle, a couple days ago. These bikes had a 55.25-inch wheelbase. That's 1,403 millimeters. Front tire was a 3.25 by 19, and the rear tire was a 3.5 by 19. The bike weighed, and I couldn't find if that was dry or wet, 370 pounds, which is about 168 kilograms. And like I said, this is supposed to go 100 miles an hour. 1952, that'd be quite a feat, wouldn't it, on this bike? On tires like that, with a brake like that, front and rear. That's 161 kilometers, by the way. This motorcycle type was featured in with Marlon Brando riding it in the Wild One. Really quite a thing, isn't it? Okay, let's put away the notes. Just kind of look this thing over. All right, let's start with the back. And I already talked about that, you know, that nifty little taillight. I mean, my gosh, what does that even do, right? Traffic was a lot different back then. But look at this raised seam, center seam fender. It goes all the way down. Little P pad to sit on. No foot pegs for the passenger back here. That's quite firm, actually. The rider's seat right into the tank. More suspension right there. Little parcel package thing right there. I love the tank, highly stylized, I think anyway. You know, look at these knee protectors here, grabbers or whatever we're going to call them. Knee pads. I love the striping. You know, it's just very well done. There's of course the original label. Jumping up here, the famous nacelle, you know, sheet metal nacelle. It says Thunderbird right here, has a Thunderbird picture there. I don't know what this button was for. This says off, low, and high. I'm assuming that's for the headlights. Amp gauge, Smith's gauge here for the speedometer. Isn't that pretty? That could be for this, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking this is a horn. This, of course, is the clutch. This would be the choke. And I'm thinking this is a kill switch, but again, I don't know for sure. And we think that's like a friction cruise control. Right there, that thing. But look at that, isn't that just a beautiful thing? And then you know, this is the first time I've ever seen one of these bikes with these kind of lights on it, by the way. And as you can see, the finish is kind of wearing off. You can kind of get in this really interesting coloring, orange coloring, patina, I guess you call that, huh? And down here you can see the hidden back in there, the Triumph, the marker light. But just a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. And running back a little bit, we already talked about some of this stuff. You know, metal toolkit, oil tank, all the rubber. Just a beautiful, beautiful thing. T-shooter mufflers. All the features that you'd expect on a bike like this. Just one gorgeous machine. I am absolutely in love. I mean, look at this. You know, and this is on the modern Speedmasters. This detail is, by the way. Some of this, you know, they did a lot of good carryover in that sense. But quite a good looking motorcycle. And oh, y'all always ask me about this. I'm going to go ahead and show it. So it's a Triumph 1952 Thunderbird 650, and there's the price at the bottom, $24,500. Quite a bike, quite a bike. If you all are interested in a bike like this, or some Rockets, or some Nortons, or some more Triumphs, or some BSAs, or more BSAs, or Royal Enfields, or some, oh, you name it, they got it. You know, or if you need parts, they're the largest parts supplier in North America. I mean, it's just amazing what they got. They got buildings full of this stuff. Or just advice, give these guys a call, Baxter Cycle, baxtercycle.com. Now, if it's nice out where you're at, get out there and ride, my friends. Wahoo!